Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Welcome back, everyone, at very long length to Frankenstein Control.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The podcast inspired by the iteration of Frankenstein's monster as depicted in the 2004 Van Helsing movie.
The nice Frankenstein, who you want to get a drink with.
Exactly, and just like our namesake, each of us here at Frankenstein Control aspires every day to be an educated paragon of altruism, whose appearance nonetheless suggests that we probably smell like shit. In any case, it's been quite some time since we've been able to record for you, our beloved Joshes, for a myriad of reasons. We initially took a hiatus the week of the inauguration in case the country, following ample precedent, descended further into hellish chaos, and people suddenly had more urgent priorities than guessing which fart noise was real, or perhaps enduring a manic movie pitch called Freeballin' about a man played by Brendan Fraser who wakes up one morning to find that not only does his penis now speak with Tom Waits' voice, but also suffers from nyctophobia and screams incessantly when he tries to wear pants, forcing him to walk around like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, no.
But given that our fragile nation did not, in fact, reenact Death Stranding, at least not yet.
Not yet.
We had hoped to be back the following week, only for me, once again, to have cause to ensure that I was not being targeted for trouser burglary by Revere himself. That sounds very much like it means something else. But anyhow, I got tested, and it confirmed that it was not Revere I was struggling with. It was merely Sugar Lips Habasi, another Balmora-based Khajiit criminal who often utilizes a similar MO.
Oh, okay, well, good.
Yeah, Sugar Lips Habasi, that goes away in a week, and it's been about a week, and I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do got a cold, is what I'm saying, which is why I might be coughier and grosser than normal tonight, if that's even possible. So have fun with that, Ada.
Oh, joy.
Of course, a lot has happened in the time we've been away, perhaps too much for us to even recap most of it. After all, we're still collectively learning in real time how to reassess the entirety of our day-to-day lives in the tentatively post-Trump era. A lot of patterns got to be unlearned, you know, because for 4 whole years, it felt like a century each.
4 whole years.
Yep.
So they rotted holes into our brain.
They really did. But America during that whole time, America really was just Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and our president was Master Shake.
Oh God.
Yep, we were Carl, the president was Master Shake, and each week either he or some ridiculous monster he'd given permission to was ruining our lives, destroying our houses and wicked cars, non-canonically killing us or laying waste to anything we tried to save simply because we wanted to save it. Sometimes we were complicit in the destruction, just like Carl, and sometimes we were merely exhausted and put upon. But in the end, it all spun together in an eternal kaleidoscope of, oh God, what now? And none of us knows how to get off the ride now that it's finally stopped.
We're all sitting there awkwardly on the train.
I came to the conclusion whilst writing that bit that Carl really is, people often say, like, what like cartoon character would be the quintessential American to show people in other countries, like, and it really would be Carl.
Oh my God!
It wouldn't be Homer Simpson.
I hate to admit you're right.
Yeah.
He's a gross fat person who smells bad and is rude and mean. He's often like nice enough and sort of friendly enough that you don't fully hate him.
Yeah.
And he might even be there for you in a pinch, but the rest of the time he's just awful. And he works out of the home now, which we're all doing because of COVID.
He was as an elevator repairman.
Yeah.
And he also frequently dies preventatively.
Oh God. Oh my goodness.
He truly is the everyman that represents us all.
He is, and we all wear athleisure wear.
Athleisure wear. That's good. I like that.
Maybe it feels like we've done all this before and had several false starts because it's literally Groundhog Day today, as of this recording. That's true.
That's true. It is. Welcome to the day of ground rodent who tells us winter good.
The portentous rodent. I'm not sure what the groundhog saw vis-a-vis his shadow, and I'm even more unsure how they know what he saw because it's not like they can ask him. And I never really considered that conundrum until today. How the fuck they know what the groundhog saw?
Yeah.
How the fuck do they know what the groundhog saw? He can't tell you.
Electrodes in the brain. They measure the brain waves.
That makes a lot more
It's a
sense.
horrible cyber hog.
Cyberhog 2077.
He just wireheads himself to death like all those rats and those people from the Known Space series.
It's just Cyberpunk
2020.
Cyberpunk 2077, but instead of Keanu Reeves, it's Bill Murray.
That'd actually probably be a better game.
But things have been weird and bad for a really long time, and now things might start to be weird and slightly less bad, and that's uncharted territory as far as anyone could remember. So before we get too much farther along here, of course, we're brought to you tonight by Cologuard. We're also brought to you by the Denzel glares at Jared Leto, which is the appropriate response to Jared Leto movie that everything I see on YouTube now has ads for beforehand. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like The Little Things or something, but there's just glaring Denzel holding a gun behind the driver's seat of a car, and then Jared Leto looking creepy as Denzel glares at Jared Leto, which, as I said in the title of the movie, is the appropriate response to Jared Leto.
Yes.
So, I'll turn it over to you guys now.
Welcome to Jared Leto Stein Control. Welcome back. After our long hiatus, we have returned to you, the people at home, the people in your cars, the people listening to us on a giant sound speaker blaring out alt-right protests. Go ahead and put us on the air and block them out. We'll have it copyright claimed. Welcome to Frankenstein Control. I'm your host, at last and foremost, Drayla Russell. To my right is Ada Shep.
I'm Ada, and I don't sleep good.
Hey, that makes two of us.
Hey, it makes three of us.
And in front of me, as always, is Sleep Rye.
I'm Sleep Rye, and I've sort of been sleeping a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. I didn't sleep good last night. Also, I spent the hiatus getting a Roomba and having a lot of stuff in my house break independently of one another. we got a Roomba.
Did it.
What a great vacation.
We got a Roomba. We named him Bubsy.
Aw.
Bubsy, like the Bobcat?
Yes, like Bubsy the Bobcat. Lissa, I don't know where Lissa came up with the name Bubsy. She didn't know about Bubsy the Bobcat, but
Really?
I immediately said, like, Bubsy the Bobcat? And she said, what's that? So then I had to tell her about Bubsy the Bobcat. But
She was never the same.
Yeah.
no, but...
Bubsy the Bobcat, otherwise known as the great aborted fetus of video games.
eternally relegated to the demo disc that came in PSM.
Eternally relegated to hell. I can't believe that motherfucker got a TV show.
It got a TV show?
Yeah,
What?
got a cartoony show back in the day when they were making video game cartoons like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
Was Bubsy Earthworm Jim was a video game?
Wait,
Yeah.
we didn't-
Yeah, it was a video game first.
I
You didn't
didn't
know that?
know.
yeah, Earthworm James was a video game made by a homophobe, and creator notwithstanding, the games are fun and funny. And they don't carry across any of his his beliefs, so, I still enjoy them.
The only thing I know about Earthworm James, Nightcrawler James.
Nightcrawler James.
The only thing I know about him, or I should say my primary, almost sole interaction with him, was at the group home that I grew up going to daycare at.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of other kids there my age who were my friends, and one of them had an Earthworm Jim action figure that he brought in one day. And the daughter of the lady who, it was run by this lady and her family, and they're basically, I love them. They're like a second family to me.
Aw.
But her daughter came over, so was like, hey, what you got there? That's cool. Let me see him. And unbeknownst to her, he fired his head out like a missile. Mm-hmm. And the button to make him do that was very easy to trigger, and it was on his back. So just by touching him, she shot his missile, and it hit her in the eye.
Aw.
It was really, really funny in a mean way, and I laughed really hard. And now I can't not think of that one which probably happened 26 years ago. Whenever I think of Earthworm Jim.
Oh my God. Speaking of Earthworm Jim, I think I have a very important question to ask everyone here. Ada, why do you have 2 copies of Pokemon Crystal on the table right here?
Because one is mine and one is my girlfriend's.
Oh, okay.
And the battery, the save battery on mine is not functional.
Oh no.
And since we're going to replace one, we might as well replace both of them. So
Oh yeah, look at that.
She just left them here. We'll do that sometime.
Okay, well then that's good to know.
That explanation satisfies me.
Yes, that satisfies me as well. I didn't know if I was hallucinating or not. I didn't know if just the duplicate item glitch occurred.
That was a fun thing to do in Oblivion.
Hell yeah.
I was surfing up and down Cinnabar, and now I have 255 instances of Pokemon Crystal in my pockets.
You'll have to find a way to play them all simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I won't, that'll be easy because I'll just have to duplicate my Game Boy Advance.
Oh, wow. You'll be making lots of eBay money. You'll make like $30.
Yeah.
Well, how did the duplication glitch work in Sky? I keep wanting to say Skyrim. It was Oblivion. It was like you had to have two different scrolls of two different kinds of scrolls. Like you had to have at least two of one scroll and one of another, and then you had to like click on them, click on one, click on the other, and then drop an item. And the item that would drop would be however many scrolls you had. So you had to first you had to get it so you had a shit ton of scrolls, and then you had to once you had a shit ton of scrolls, you could use the scrolls to duplicate useful items in the hundreds, like lockpicks, or you could go into a tavern and dump 100,000 watermelons on.
Yeah, I think something involving the inventory and the number of scrolls equated to the number of copied items that was. So, you have two scrolls and you do the glitch, and then it'll make two copies of the thing you were trying to copy.
Yes.
I can't remember the exact process, but I do remember that.
Yes.
And nothing was more fun than doing the glitch where you have a pile of 800 scrolls or some shit, and then you just say, "What's that? Cheese wheel?" And you do it in Sheogorath's fucking palace. Cheese for everyone, you say? Don't mind about you! Woo!
I would go into people's houses that I didn't like, and I would drop 100 skulls.
Oh, fuck.
Because a skull was a miscellaneous item, and then it just looked like the Rwandan Genocide Museum in their living room.
Oh my fucking god.
I turned your bathroom into the French catacombs.
Oh, now you can line those.
That's much less
walls.
horrible, because those people generally died naturally.
Oh, yeah.
Did they though, B-Rye?
Probably not. It was the Middle Ages in France. Nobody died naturally.
B-Rye,
There's nothing natural about that.
I'm telling you, B-Rye, that all those skulls you see down there are fucking left-wing crisis actors.
Ah.
It's a fucking conspiracy.
Against France and their socialized everything.
Against France and their ladies who wear no pants.
Against...
Or their naked ladies who dance, depending on which version
of the song you're referencing.
What song?
There's a place in France where the ladies wear no pants.
Ah, and the hole in the wall where the boys can see it all. That got referenced on a Rick and Morty episode, so I can't take full credit for that.
Well, I mean, it's a thing that existed. You just reminded us.
Making a serious reference to a dumbass thing that everyone remembers is really, really funny.
That's why I get so why I laugh so hard when somebody I think we were watching The Mummy. Mm-hmm. We were watching.
You mean The Cummy?
We were watching The Cummy. So, no, The Cummy is the Tom Cruise one.
Yeah. This one was The Muppy.
The Muppy. That's right. Jen called it The Muppy, and it stuck.
Yeah, we were watching The Muppy, and there was this part they were reading hieroglyphics, and I'm pretty sure one of us was like, "What's this? A cool S." Otherwise known as a super S to some folks at home, but local Josh
yes.
Once called it a cool S, and that stuck with me. I thought that was the funniest thing. I can't tell you why. It's just really funny calling it a cool S.
When I was trying to get it to land so that when they were reading the hieroglyphics and translating them, I was going to be like, "It says here there's some sort of cummy."
What on earth does that mean? Ada, you might have to explain the cummy.
Oh, there was the Cubs game where there's a banner ad at the bottom of their screen for the Mummy, but they put the Cubs logo over the M in the Mummy, so it reads as the Cummy.
Oh, it's so funny.
Call me back.
No!
Everywhere.
There were orcs that weren't called orcs on that show.
They were called cummies. There were the gummy bears and the cummy orcs. They did battle with their berry juice, which was a reference in an episode of DuckTales. I don't know if you remember it. there's this episode of DuckTales where, like
the new DuckTales?
No, first season. There's an episode where they go to like a secret island.
Yeah, I mean like the new series.
Yeah, the new series.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, first season of the new series. And basically, like, there's this a heron or a crane or something with a robot arm. And she's kind of like a super spy lady, and she's trying to steal a secret formula, Krabs. And the whole episode is referenced, the secret formula, it's the MacGuffin. Well, anyway, at the end of the episode, they actually make the secret formula, and then she drinks it, and it's the fucking gummy berry juice.
It makes them bounce around?
Yeah, it makes them bounce around. And they never said anything about it. They never name dropped it. But it even made the like noise when they drank the sauce even. And like, that's a deep cut.
Why the fuck did that guy who controlled all the orcs want that shit so bad?
Now I just think you beat Saruman, and that's really funny.
I want that gummy berry juice.
My orcs will bounce upon Helm's Deep. Look at them bounce. Oh, lovely.
He just wants his orcs to bounce. That's all he wanted in life.
My bouncing Urukai. I'm a fool.
I think about that constantly.
It's such a great clip.
Speaking of old creeps,
what?
So,
sir, fucking, don't you drag the good name of
Ansem the Wise.
Help. What?
Saruman?
What's the actor's name?
Christopher Lee?
Oh, I left my head. Okay, thank you, yeah.
Christopher Lee isn't an old creep. He was lovely. Saruman was an old creep.
Okay,
specifically him.
I'm not an old creep, but I play one on TV.
No, everyone. It's a widely agreed upon fact that Christopher Lee was a rad dude.
He was a pretty neat guy. He knows how the sound it make what you stab a man.
Yep, because he really did it recreationally.
In a war.
He was the Zodiac killer.
No, don't say shit like that about Christopher Lee. About our wonderful friend Rock Lee.
Christopher Lee could really move when he dropped these weights that he had.
He rolled up on a fucking Nazi bunker and dropped the weights. They were like, "Nani?"
He did the combo of punches that Rock Lee does to Gar.
I just imagine that, the famous scene that everybody gifizes with Lee like teleporting around Gara, and Gara's like spinning around trying to keep track of the movement that's fighting, and it's just fucking Christopher Lee and Hitler.
And that's how the war ended.
They couldn't let loose the secret of the 8 gates to the general public, so they just said he killed himself.
Oh my god, this is really fucking funny. Christopher Lee focused on taijutsu because he couldn't use other forms of ninjutsu.
He couldn't use genjutsu and ninjutsu.
And he had no kekkei genkai, so...
I do not have the luxury of a Sharingan.
Ian McKellen had the Sharingan.
It's ridiculously funny.
Put a picture up of Christopher. Fuck, Gandalf with Sharingans. There it is. It's beautiful. You know what? Here, I'll make it easier for you. Just make that the picture for our episode.
I'll see what I can do.
That's ridiculous. I'm still laughing at the fucking Christopher Lee doing the Gar thing. That's really funny.
Oh, Jesus. Stumbled upon Weeaboo Gold.
Crossover nobody wanted to see.
Yes.
Finally here.
At last, for our viewing pleasure.
How I've missed it.
I mean, Orochimaru was a Nazi scientist.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, he was.
He's pretty much like adjacent to that kind of shit. Orochimaru is the Goebbels.
Well, if anything,
he's the Hans Goebbels. Wait, is his name Hans?
Yeah, or something. Who cares? He doesn't deserve to be correct named. He was a Nazi.
He was Fruity Goebbels. He was Cocoa Goebbels and Fruity Pebbles. Shit, I fucked it up.
You're thinking of Luftwaffles.
Oh, delicious Luftwaffles and Red Baron pizza?
Yes. I've talked before about how it's weird how the Red Baron on the pizza, of which Lissa and I eat a lot because we're tired a lot and it just heats up quick. He looks like he's like 40, and all depictions of the Red Baron with his mustachioed, noble-looking self, he looks like he's like a middle-aged man. And like the actual Red Baron was 24 when he died.
Yeah.
And like that's weird.
Well, people were older back then.
Yeah.
They were. That is absolutely objectively true.
Oh my god, Vsauce released this video. This is related to people who were older back then. Basically, it's this Vsauce video. First off, Vsauce Michael hadn't released a video in like 8,000 billion years on his actual channel. He's been doing Minefield and shit like that. But he fucking released a Vsauce video, and it's called Illusions of Time. And he just talks about various interesting, like, kind of things about how time passes and how we experience time passing. And there's this one tangent that he goes off on about how you look at old pictures and, you know, people look older back then.
Yeah.
You know, people look weird. You know, you see these pictures, and it's because they had to stand still. And, like,
Well, the camera would take their soul.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, you know, we have this common adage, not adage, but like this common perception that like all pictures like in the 1800s or whatever, they have all these gross dead eyes and they're kind of creepy and off. Well, he showed one picture that was taken a very long time ago. I think it was still the 1800s, might have been the late 1800s. But anyway, of a Chinese guy.
With a bowl of rice.
Yeah, and he's smiling.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah! And he's doing something very modern and displaying a very modern way about him. And it just instantly, like, woof, it hits you. It's like, oh, people have always been people.
Yeah.
Oh!
He's just joking around like they would now.
Yeah, and it's super fucking wild, and I love
He's
that
wearing
picture.
a Hidden Leaf Village a forehead protector.
That's so fucked up. Fuck you.
Sorry. We're on a Naruto kick.
Oh my god. But no, like it really hit, man. Like it's kind of amazing. Oh, and he also shows some footage of apparently HD cameras that shoot at like, you know, pretty modern resolution and quality. Those were in development like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so he also in the video he showed some footage of just somebody went to New York and just recorded crowds and stuff, just doing their thing, and it's super weird, like it
doesn't look like a VHS.
Yes, and you know
that's what the 90s looks like in our brain.
Exactly, and that low fidelity, that's what you associate with 90s clothes and 90s looks and all that kind of thing. No, it looks like a movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a movie that somebody was really, really good with the costumes. But no, it's fucking people. Just 90s ass people walking around looking real, looking not lo-fi remix on YouTube streaming now. It's really interesting shit. I highly recommend you give that video a watch, everybody at home. Watch it! Watch Vsauce Michael. Maybe he'll come back.
Where I was originally...
He teleports into our room and is like, Vsauce, Michael here.
Hey, Vsauce Michael here.
Screaming ensues.
But what is B-Rye?
I couldn't even tell you. Just going to depersonalize heavily.
I'm here at Oxford College asking Professor Samuel
Clemens.
asking Professor Samuel Clemens what his perception of the B-Rye is. Well, B-Rye is... I'm delaying what B-Rye has to say because it's funny.
It just turns into Mongolian throat singing.
Mongolian throat.
Speaking of
Mongolian deep throating.
Yeah, speaking of people, this originally was my old creeps comment, but now it's people who scream when they sing and have intense voices. I got Apple Music on my phone.
Oh fuck! I'm so sorry, B-Rye. We have to right a wrong.
Whoa, what's the wrong?
We totally fucking dunked on Ariel Pink and John Mouse last time.
Oh god, yeah, we got to correct that shit right away.
Yeah, we need to set this on the record straight.
So Ariel Pink still has not So John Mouse and Ariel Pink were at the Trump rally that devolved into the storming of the Capitol. They were there on a completely unrelated project they were working on. They were in the area already working on that, and then they heard that was going down, and they were like, well, we're already here, might as well go check it out, because it's like a major historical event.
Yeah.
And that's why they were there. John Mouse has independently, both as a result of people being like, yo, what the fuck were you doing there? And also just independently before this, has vehemently denounced both Trump and white supremacy. So he's good as far as I'm concerned. Ariel Pink has not apologized or denounced it, and I'm pretty sure it's just because people want him to. Because Ariel Pink is very much a, fuck you, you told me to do a thing and now I'm not going to do it kind of person. Because he's
an asshole.
He can be kind of an asshole, yeah. And so I think that I don't think I cannot imagine him being into that. If he is for real, Ariel Pink has said some crazy shit, and I'm not going to get into it because we just don't have the time and I don't have the energy, and I also don't really care that much. There's every chance in hell that I'm like making excuses for somebody I like, but he said some not great things before, and I find it hard to believe he actually thinks those bad things so much as he's just trying to piss people off, because I think he thinks a lot of fame is bullshit and he doesn't want to be adored. So he's like, if I piss people off, they won't worship me, and I can prove to everyone and myself that fame is bullshit by making people dislike me for no reason. And so I think he engages in some shit like that sometimes, and I think that's why he's refusing to apologize for being there. But he wasn't there because he likes Trump.
Okay.
Well,
so you heard it here. John Mouse, good. Ariel Pink, we're not sure.
Yeah. So
jury's still out.
Jury's still out on Ariel Pink, but John Mouse, I owe you an apology. We said some shit last time, and we were uninformed. We said some shit, and we were uninformed. I still don't like your music, but you do not deserve to have wrong things said about you. So there we go.
Well, a musician who, I got Apple Music, and I've been using it to listen, because for you gotta understand, people, in my old shitbox car that also just died over the weekend, for 10 years, I listened to CDs. I burned and listened to CDs in my car, like the relic of the 90s that I am. I did not utilize any of the streaming services that the youths are doing nowadays.
The young people.
So my musical choice from in the day-to-day stagnated a lot when I was just like on YouTube while I was working and shit.
Yeah.
So I recently got Apple Music on my phone, and I've been using it to build up a collection again of like all the songs I used to like to listen to and just haven't had the opportunity to do so in a long time. And it's been a mostly pleasant experience to suddenly remember, oh, I like so-and-so. Here's a bunch of their shit. It's on Apple Music, and now it'll be added to my random playlist when I'm driving around, and that'll be fun. And so I've been enjoying a lot of that. There's a car alarm going off outside.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the car alarm is off now. Ada went out and smashed the car. She found the car. It was a neighbor's car. She smashed it with a bat, and now
obliterated it.
Now it stopped. It went.
It's made of powder now.
It went.
Yes. So one such person I remembered abruptly recently, like 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I used to listen to a shit ton of Marilyn Manson. I want to add him to my my music repertoire, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, Marilyn Manson, he's a good guy.
Playing music from Charles Manson.
He used to go on all the. I remember he used to be like. A lot of people was like, yeah, he's a good dude because he said some profound things, and he would go on Bill O'Reilly as like a liberal and would like argue with Bill O'Reilly, and like famously the thing that he gets a lot of props for is like the Columbine kids were like, you know, well, they're listening to Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson's music made him do it. And so like Bill O'Reilly was like, what would you, if you had a chance to like talk to the Columbine kids, Marilyn Manson, because they were fans of yours, allegedly, what would you say to them? And he was like, I wouldn't say anything. I'd listen, because that's what nobody did.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, holy shit, Marilyn Manson, damn, dog.
You need that fucking group of guys like,
but yeah, apparently over the weekend, some allegations of a Me Too nature came out about him.
Oh,
so
no.
I wish I could say I was more surprised than I am, because I'm disappointed. and that's not cool. And I'm bummed out now because I'm like, oh boy, Marilyn Manson, I can listen. That's fun. Oh no, it's not. Oh, he was bad. Oh, and I'm like, could one of you, please, one of you not be a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Could just one of you not have abused people, please? Like if it comes out, like at this point, if it comes out that Sufjan Stevens was like the Zodiac killer or some shit, despite being 44 years old.
I was having a conversation with a friend the other day about sort of like this nature. It's always gross sex Me Too shit. It's never something interesting like they were the Zodiac killer or like they found 12 bodies in their basement or something. It's never anything. It's never something morbidly fascinating. It's never something like shocking. It's always just like, oh no, fuck. Like it's never anything like, oh my god, what? What is that?
Sufjan Stevens was a Unabomber?
Carlos Mencia mailed anthrax to the president?
Carlos Mencia stole jokes?
Well,
Carlos Mencia built the nightmare that hosts all of the beasts?
The mind of Mencia. You must go into the mind of Mencia and defeat him.
That's the grossest looking monster in the game is the mind of Mencia.
Yeah.
Show a picture of the mind of Mencia. There it is. I'm giving Ada lots of work today. Oh, God. Oh, shit. B-Rye, you were going to say something about old creeps?
That's Marilyn Manson was the old creep I was going to talk about.
Oh. Also, shout out to Quentin Flynn. Also a fucking old creep. Woo! I won't explain myself and get myself into trouble in the future. Woo!
What?
I don't even know who that was.
Quentin Flynn?
Yeah.
That's the voice of Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, did he do a bad?
Yeah, allegedly he done a bad.
Oh.
Came out. Now, the Kingdom Hearts series is going to be interesting when one of its main characters is a creepy boy.
It's just voiced by a completely different
I want
person.
him voiced
They
by...
don't dub him, they just have the original Japanese in there.
No.
Dub him
We gotta go hard on this.
Crispin Freeman.
Next Kingdom Hearts game is going to feature Axel prominently. And halfway through the game, not even the whole game, he's just voiced by Hank Azaria halfway through the game. Now, how you doing, Sora? This here's a Keyblade. I want it.
Considering how much time there was in between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, the amount of time between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be so big that, like, what's Sora's voice actor?
Haley Joel Osment?
Haley Joel Osment? Yeah, he's just going to be dead by the time it comes out.
Oh!
Every original voice actor is going to be dead by the time Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out.
Oh my god.
Haley Joel Osment is in my new favorite show, What We Do in the Shadows, which I probably will have to talk
Haley Joel
about.
Osment is in What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah,
I knew he was in Silicon Valley. I didn't know he was in that.
I think he is.
You sure? Does he have a really small face?
He's not seen for very long yet. I think he shows up later.
By the way, Haley, like, look, man, I'm saying this with love. Is a guy who, from one guy with a small face to another, the beard, man. We're beard brothers. We know that shit solves a lot.
Yes.
I'm communing with the dark spirit of Haley Joel Osment.
He is. He is on there.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant he is as in, like, he is communing with the dark spirit of Haley Joel Osment.
He's both.
So he's in what was he doing? What do we do in the shadows?
I think he's like a zombie servant of theirs at some point. I've heard he is.
Great.
He hasn't shown up in an episode yet, but
Oh, that's fabulous.
oh good, it's the hospital coming to take me.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, that's there they come. Oh, they're wheeling in the stretcher now. B-Ride, get on.
They got the sheet all ready to cover me up with. Good.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
Put in-
Why are you using your cough pillow?
Because I forgot I had it.
We give that to you, so it's easier for me to edit. Now I'm leaving all of these coughs in.
Just put in like a really huge racking cartoon sound of like the that stock.
Why would I need to? You just did the sound.
Ada, Laird's cough 15 times.
I leave everything to Bubsy.
Now even you know I am a entire human race and the entire universe.